evening, everyone. I am Callie Boatwright, President and CEO of the Douglas County Chamber of Commerce, and it is my pleasure to personally thank each of you for joining us here on the red carpet tonight for another sold-out chamber banquet. Yay! Thank you to all 400 of you for supporting the Chamber and our many community programs through this banquet. Now, while we don't have Glenn Close, George Clooney, or Brad Pitt with us this event, we will look back and recognize those dedicated individuals and businesses who were the superstars in our own community in 2011. We will also look ahead to our community's future and to the opportunities that are ahead of us in 2012. There are many in the community who will direct us to success in the year ahead. Certainly one of those directors is our presenting sponsor for tonight's banquet, West Georgia Technical College. This is a big commitment for any company, and we appreciate the leadership that Dr. Skip Sullivan and the West Georgia Technical College team, who are all sitting in front of me, have shown in this community. I would now like to invite Dr. Sullivan to the stage to say a few words about West Georgia Technical College and to introduce our other wonderful banquet sponsors.
Thank you, Callie. We are excited to be the presenting sponsor for tonight's event. West Georgia Technical College has been in Douglasville for approximately 17 years, providing certificates, diploma, and associate degrees to the citizens of Douglas County and those other surrounding counties. We are delighted to be part of the Chamber and be actively involved. I've perhaps shook most of your hands as you come in the door tonight, but we are delighted that you have elected to join our Chamber event this evening. Again, a sold-out event. They've outdone themselves this year with everything, and we know you'll have a great time. I would also like tonight to recognize our other sponsors. First, our gold sponsors, City of Douglasville, the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, Georgia Power Company, Google, Greystone Power Corporation, Metro Bank, Sam & Roscoe's Restaurant, Wellstar Douglas Hospital, and our silver sponsors this evening, American Red Cross, Ameriprise Financial, Patty H. Puckett, AT&T, Bank of North Georgia, Sherry Beckart and Holland, Comcast, the Development Authority of Douglas County, Vauxhall Resort and Sporting Club, Gas South, Georgian Highlands College, Kaiser Permanente, Miller and Hightower, SunTrust Investment Services, and United Community Bank. Thanks to all of our tonight's sponsors and for your continued support of our Chamber and our community. Now, before we get started with our dinner this evening, prepared by Sam & Roscoe's Restaurant, I would like to invite to the podium Congressman David Scott to come forward for our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you very much. May we bow our heads, please? Dear Heavenly Father, we come before your throne of grace to first of all give thanks for all the blessings you give to each and every one of us. We also ask for a special blessing on our dinner tonight, dear God, and we pray that special blessings on all of your people. And the people of Douglas County, we pray for our health and strength, jobs and economic growth. And dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for your Holy Spirit. For we know when we pray, it is the Holy Spirit itself that makes intercession for us in a way that is wantoned and in a way that is needed for us to carry on your work. For the Holy Spirit makes these intercessions with groanings that cannot even be uttered, because the things we pray for are the things we need to do your will. And these are the things that the angels themselves desire to look into. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Congressman Scott, and thank you for joining us again this year. I hope everyone got to look at our silent auction room before you took your seats. If not, you have complete auction lists on your tables. Our members are the true stars who have contributed many amazing auction items, and we thank those donors. As a reminder, a large part of funding for our community programs come from our live and silent auctions tonight, so we hope that you will participate in either one or both. Also, we've had a few questions about the paparazzi on the red carpet. Those digital pictures were taken by Amber Wilburn Photography and will be available to you in a free download digital format at amberwilburnphotography.com by Friday. We'll send an email. It is now my pleasure to introduce our 2012 Chairman of the Board of Directors, Mr. Alan Smith, co-owner of Extreme Images Sign Company.
Thank you, Calvin. Good evening, and I hope you enjoyed this outstanding dinner prepared by Sam and Roscoe's. In just a few minutes, we will begin the awards program, but we do, however, I do want to thank all of you for this opportunity to lead this year. When I retired from Bell South, I started a small sign company with my daughter, Jennifer Rogers, in our basement. I had no idea that this opportunity, was possible. But our business is a perfect testimony for the Chamber. I can tell you that the networking events really do work and that our growth is largely due to this Chamber. It feels really good to be able to give back in this way. I do want to thank my daughter, Jennifer, and my business partner, and my wife, Linda, who is also our office manager, for holding down the fort when I'm away from the office doing the Chamber activities. I would like to, I would not be able to do this without their support. I would like to personally thank the members of the Banquet Planning Committee and its chairs, Mike Stevens and Stacy Hamby, who have worked months to bring you this event. Would the members of the Banquet Committee please stand? Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to invite our 2011 Chairman of the Chamber Board and my friend Steve Morgan with SunTrust Investment Services to join me on the stage. Steve had an amazing year as chairman in 2011. Under his leadership, the Chamber had its most successful banquet and golf and tennis classic of all time, led the community to become work-ready certified, doubled the size of the Chamber's Chairman's Club, and launched a new youth leadership Douglas program for our outstanding high school juniors. And all of this occurred while Steve changed jobs, married his beautiful wife, Stephanie, and graduated his twin boys from high school. He may have had a lot going on, and I think I've got a tough act to follow. Steve, as a symbol of our thanks for all your leadership over the past year, I would like to present to you this gavel as a reminder for all the many successes you've had in 2011. Thank you.
Well, thanks to each and every one of you for your support last year. It truly was a great pleasure to serve as your chairman for 2011. It'll be something I'll never forget, and I've really met a lot of really incredible people, and I just appreciate all of you. But, it was a tough economy for all of us. There's no doubt about that. But we accomplished a lot together. And it was with the help of each of you, the businesses in our community, our local, state, and federal elected officials, the board of directors that served with me, the chamber diplomats who were always just outstanding, And, I truly admire all of you as well. And not to mention what I truly think is the most talented and dedicated staff for a chamber in the state of Georgia. We are blessed. Take just a couple of minutes with me and let's look back on some of the successes that we've had from the last year. And this is a very, very good video. I think you'll enjoy it. We had a lot of fun. Before I officially pass the gavel to Alan, I want to recognize our 2011 board members that are completing their terms of office. And I'd like to ask them to join me on stage to receive a very sincere thank you from all of us, as well as a plaque for their recognition of their service. Mr. Art Hansen with Hansen and Pierce. Rocky Lippum with Metro Bank. And we have two board members who could not join us tonight due to previous commitments, Preston Barnes with Atlanta Office Source, and Mandy Johnson with the Douglas County School System. And I guess Rocky Lipham couldn't join us either, so thank you very much, Art. Each of these has served their chamber and our community honorably, and it is with deep gratitude that I present them with the plaque that they each receive. We give them all another round of applause, please. Alan, ready or not, I wish you the best in 2012 and look forward to serving with you on your board. I believe this is yours.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
As 2012 Chair, I would like to offer a sincere thank you to all the elected officials in attendance tonight. The Chamber is grateful for your strong relationship built with our elected leaders at the local, state, and federal levels. I appreciate your leadership, support, and guidance of the community and our businesses, and ask that you stand and receive a round of applause for all your hard work, whether it be in Washington, like Congressman Scott, under the Gold Dome in Atlanta, or here at home. Several years ago, the Chamber founded a new level of membership called the Chairman's Club. Our goal that first year was to have 10 members at this exclusive membership level, and because of some very supportive, community-minded business leaders, we were successful in meeting and maintaining that goal until 2011, when the Chairman's Club doubled to 20 amazing local businesses. To recognize these members, it is my pleasure to bring to the stage Chairman of the 2011 Chairman's Club and CEO of Metro Bank, Mr. Ken Barber.
Thank you, Alan. I had the honor and privilege of being able to come up here last year and introduce the Chairman's Club members. And when I did that last year, I talked about how much so many folks in our community were hurting, the businesses and the individuals. We're still hurting. It's a tough economy, but I think most of you hopefully feel like I do, that many people are becoming much more optimistic. I know most of our clients are telling us that things are getting better on a monthly basis, and I hope that, and I know that all of you do, we hope that this year will be a better year than last year, and the signs are definitely in that direction. The Chairman's Club was formed about 3 years ago, and I think the initial group was about 10, Callie, is that correct? And during this tough economy, I'll have to admit, I was very pessimistic that we could grow this group. And the Chairman's Club is very, very instrumental in not only helping to fund the Chamber during the good times and the bad times, but also to provide the leadership that's needed in all levels with the Chamber, working with government and businesses in the community. I want to say that Callie has exceeded a lot of people's expectations over the last 3 years by growing this group to 20 now, and we're very proud of the work that she's done, and we're very proud of what these members have been able to do with the Chairman's Club. At this time, I'd like to present each of the 2011 members of the Chairman's Club with a token of gratitude and appreciation. We have tonight, this is the first time I've seen it, it's very beautiful. We have this to give to each member, and I think Callie is going to actually leave them in boxes so that we don't break them. She knows I would be the first one to break one, I'm sure. So.
I'll put yours back in the box.
Okay.
And everyone else will get theirs when they come off the stage.
Okay, great. And as I call your name, if you'll please join me on stage to be recognized, and if you would, if you'll hold your applause till we're all up here. Patty Puckett with Ameriprise Financial. Pete Meadows with AT&T. Ray Kaith with Bank of North Georgia, Billy Knight, Canongate Golf Clubs, former City of Douglasville Mayor Mickey Thompson, Alicia Wilson with Comcast, Keith Cornelius with Community and Southern Bank, Douglas County Commission Chairman Tom Wortham, Douglas County School Superintendent Dr. Gordon Pritz, Gary Tilt with Entertainment Design Group, John Sell with Georgia Power Company, Gary Miller with Greystone Power Corporation, Greg Williams with Kaiser Permanente, Breezy Stratton with Mercer University, Roscoe Sayar with Sam and Roscoe's Restaurant, Steve Morgan with SunTrust Investment Services, Matt Barrington with United Community Bank, Craig Owens with Wellstar Douglas Hospital, and last but not least, Dr. Skip Sullivan with West Georgia Technical College. Give these people a round of applause. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this group has done an excellent job working together with Callie and with the rest of the leadership of the Chamber to get the Chamber where it is today. And we would love to continue to grow this group of individuals. And so over the next year, I'm sure we'll be reaching out to other leaders in the community, and hopefully we can grow it to 30 by this time next year. Thank you.
Okay. Now I'm excited to announce our 2012 Chairman's Club. Many of our 2011 members have remained, and we have added 2 more leaders who also have committed to local business and the community. If I can ask you to stand as I call your name. Lori Bomar with Atlanta's Finest Catering. Jason Wellman with Google, Inc. Thank you. Thanks to each of our Chairman's Club members for your exceptional level of support for the Chamber and our community, and thank you to Ken Barber for your leadership last year. Speaking of leadership, I am well aware that we would not be here without the hard work of board members over the last 67 years. So please allow me to recognize any former Chamber board members by asking them to stand. Thank you for your leadership and for getting us to where we are today. I pledge that under my leadership, we will continue to make you and our community proud of your Chamber. It is now my pleasure to introduce our 2012 Board of Directors, the group that will lead the Chamber in service to our community this year. Please join me on the stage as your name is called, and please hold the applause until I have called all the names. First, our Chair-elect, John Sell with Georgia Power. Our Treasurer and Chair-elect, Matt Barrington with United Community Bank. Lori Bomar with Atlanta's Finest Catering. Donna Crawford with Crawford Law Group, LLC. Wayne Glover with Greystone Power Corporation. Is he not here? Stacy Hamby with Douglas County Bank. Steve Harrell with American Red Cross. Paul Hawkinson with Paul Hawkinson CPA. Milbury Langford with Douglasville, Douglas County Water and Sewer Authority. Pete Meadows with AT&T. Steve Morgan with SunTrust Investment Services. Craig Owens with Wellstar Douglas Hospital. Dr. Gordon Pritz with Douglas County School System. Roscoe Sayer with Sam and Roscoe's Restaurant. Mike Stevens with Metro Bank. Dr. Skip Sullivan with West Georgia Technical College. And Greg Williams with Kaiser Permanente. And now for the moment you have been waiting for, the presentation of awards. Our first award is for Diplomat of the Year. Our diplomats are the superstars of the Chamber. They are encouraged to participate fully in Chamber programs, hosting our ribbon cuttings, as well as many other events. These volunteers ensure that our members receive the high level of service they expect from the Chamber. Would all of our Chamber diplomats please stand and be recognized? The Diplomat of the Year is selected by the 30-member diplomat group and is the volunteer who has attended the most events, made the most member contacts, and provided the greatest service to the Chamber. This year's recipient has been a diplomat since 2010 and an active Chamber member for 10 years. She also created and led the Diplomat Angel Tree Project, which provided gifts for 125 needy children from the Share House and Boys and Girls Club. We are pleased to recognize our own special Chamber Angel, Miss Alicia Wilson, with Comcast as the 2011 Diplomat of the Year. Thank you, Alicia. Each year, the awards committee has the difficult task of selecting the one member among the various committees who is the shining star among our volunteers, the individual who embodies the Chamber Spirit Award. This year's winner is in attendance at nearly every Chamber event, and her positive attitude and dedication is second to none, whether she is at work or volunteered with many different organizations. This winner has served as co-chair of the Young Professionals Connection, as co-chair of the Leadership Douglas Retreat Committee, and also as chair of the Chamber Diplomats. She was also an integral part of the creation of our new Youth Leadership Douglas program, which launched in 2011. She embodies the Chamber spirit with her own energetic, unselfish, caring, and hardworking demeanor. She is also incredibly hardworking at her own job, and her boss is here, so I want to make sure he knows that she doesn't spend all of her time at the Chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our Chamber Spirit Award winner for 2011, Miss Ruby Byers with Douglas County School System.
The Small Business of the Year is annually is presented to the business that has experienced significant growth, shown innovation, contributed positively to our community. This year's winner was selected from among the 8 small businesses of excellence who were recognized at our July Small Business of Excellence Luncheon. They are Anchor Heating and Air, Atlanta's Finest Catering, Ben Hill Roofing and Siding, Douglasville Eye Clinic, Extreme Images, Francis Florist, Jones Wynn Funeral Home, and Metro Bank. Now you can imagine how difficult it was for our awards committee to choose just one from these outstanding companies. But our winning business this year comes from an industry that has been hit very hard over the last few years. The business and the man that runs it seems to have the Midas touch occasionally, as they have expanded from 1 community to 3 communities since opening just in 2008. Currently, they are building a beautiful flagship facility here in our own community. Not only has the business been successful, but the owner and his staff have created a culture of community involvement, ranging from the chamber to the arts, to the schools, youth programs, and many, many community festivals and events. It is my pleasure to bring the 2011 Small Business of the Year Award to Metro Bank. Would Ken Barber please come forward?
I don't want to hog the podium, but this award goes to the folks that run Metro Bank every day. And we're fortunate to have quite a few of them tonight. I'd like for each one of you and your spouses and guests to please stand up, because this is what got the award this year. Thank you. And we have a couple of directors I have to urge to stand up too. So.
The Large Business of the Year Award is presented annually to the company who deserves excellence in business. This award recognizes outstanding growth, continuity, environmental sensitivity, and community service. Tonight's winner exemplifies all of these things. As the county's largest employer, they also deal with our most important future resource. This company has 53 branches, 33 branches. I made it larger than the Large Business of the Year, didn't I? 3,500 employees, but nearly 25,000 primary customers that they get to see almost every day. In fact, this business was recently named by the AJC as the top 20 best workplace in the large workforce category. This company also encourages its employees to be active in the community and is recognized as the largest contributor to both United Way and the American Cancer Society over the last few years. They are also highly engaged with the Chamber through Principal for a Day, Youth Leadership Douglas, East Spliced Education, and many other committees. It is a great honor that I present the 2011 Business of the Year, Large Business of the Year Award to the Douglas County School System. With Superintendent Gordon Pritz and School Board Chair Janet Kelly, please come forward. Each year, the outgoing chairman has the privilege of recognizing one member of his board of directors who has met all expectations and provided exceptional service to our organization. This year, I have chosen to give the award to an individual who has consistently gone above and beyond what was expected, and I can say that wholeheartedly. This person has provided leadership to the Chamber as a former chairman of the board, yet he remains involved. He attends almost every event that we have. This man is also one who will step up when we ask for volunteers from the board to help the Chamber accomplish our mission. And let's face it, well, let me put it this way. I have even heard many of you say that this gentleman has a face for radio. I'm sorry. That's a voice for radio. Dr. Skip Sullivan, would you please come forward?
The Sam P. Roberts Community Service Award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated exemplary community service in the past year. This would be an understatement for our 2011 winner. This person serves our community in many capacities, but focuses much of his attention on the homeless and hungry. His board involvement is in 2011 alone includes serving as immediate past president of Kiwanis, fundraising chair for the Share House Board, board member of the year for the Douglasville Boys and Girls Club, Wellstar Hospital's Community Board, Community Character Coalition, and PET boards. He also currently represents our community on the Metro Atlanta United Way Board and is commissioner of the Regional Commission on Homelessness. In fact, he is spearheading some proven homeless initiatives in our own community has resulted in getting families and individuals in transitional housing and offering some real hope. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Charles Branson, winner of the 2011 Sam P. Roberts Community Service Award. Our final award this evening is the Citizen of the Year, a Lifetime Achievement Award which is presented to the Douglas County resident who has, over time, exhibited outstanding service in every aspect of giving to our community. The awards committee considers community leadership, professional and civic contributions, current accomplishments, and length of service in the community. Tonight's winner certainly exemplifies a lifetime of servant leadership in our community. First, some more recent accomplishments. She is an appointee for both the Douglasville Historic Preservation Commission and the Douglas County Tourism and History Commission. She is a volunteer in the Hydrangea Festival, Douglasville's Tour of Homes Project, a member of Douglasville Livable Centers Committee. She is an active chamber member and a recent chamber diplomat. She is involved with her church, First United Methodist, and she has taught Sunday school for years. She is also recognized by the Junior League as one of the 20 outstanding women in Douglas County. Now for some history. This same woman was appointed director of the Douglas County Chamber of Commerce in 1952. She was the coordinator of a major presidential campaign managing 800 volunteers in 18 states. in 1976. She was appointed Assistant Chief of Protocol for the White House and the U.S. Department of State in 1977. This woman has been appointed by presidents, countless governors, local mayors, and commission chairmen, but she also served her local PTA as president, served as a leader of Cub Scouts and Brownies, and volunteered for her local library and garden club. It is with tremendous admiration and appreciation that I invite my dear friend, Ms. Dot Paget, to come forward and accept the Lifetime Achievement Award as the 2011 Douglas County Citizen of the Year.
All I can say is wow. You can say that for
Peer pressure.
Oh, man. I didn't know who he was talking about till he said something about being the executive director back in the early 1920s, and then I thought, well, that would have to be me. But it was nothing like it is now. This group has done a tremendous job, and all the people that your trustees, Dr. Sullivan, Alan, Steve, the ones that have come before him. And so if those guys that were with me back in the early 1950s, if they could just see me now. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Dot, and each of our award winners. This event is an opportunity for each of us to reflect on the amazing people and businesses who make our community such a special place to live, work, and play. And I feel blessed by all of them.